You're back with Nightline. The Serious Fraud Office has begun a probe into Auckland's Waiparera Trust. The confirmation comes after a day of allegations and angry words in Parliament, all begun by ACT leader Richard Prebble and aimed at Labour's John Tamahere.
New Māori MP John Tamahere knew he was in for a fight when he sat in the debating chamber today. He and ACT's Richard Prebble are into week 2 of allegations in Parliament concerning the Waiparera Trust.
I'm sick and tired, sir, of the malice and the premeditated racism practiced by this member.
Tamahere is still a director of the Trust's property company. Now Prebble wants him to stand down as chairman of the Māori Affairs Select Committee because aspects of the Trust's contracts are being investigated by the Auditor General and Work and Income New Zealand. And today Prebble made further allegations.
And the fact that he as chairman has just given evidence in a $56,000 fraud case involving his campaign manager, who was a former senior trustee of the Trust, doesn't that mean that he ought to stand down as chair of the committee?
Tamahere shot back.
There was no senior member of Waiparera Trust appearing in court yesterday. I will stand by my people in the hour of need, and I provided, sir, a testimonial to the character of a person in a court case, as I will today, as I will tomorrow on behalf of my people.
That court case is the subject of suppression orders which the appeal court is tonight considering. But in Parliament the debate had become so heated that 2 senior MPs, Labour's Trevor Mallard and then National's Bill English, were ordered to leave the debating chamber for the rest of question time. And the tensions between Tamahere and Prebble look set to continue.
When you malign one Māori, you malign a lot. So credit lines are being squeezed, creditors are jumping up and down, and he's hurting not just me, Waiparera and the rest. There is no substance though.
And instead of answering it, he just accuses me of being a racist. I've never raised his race as an issue, and I don't.
Prime Minister Helen Clark this afternoon moved to defend one of her new MPs from the experienced Prebble.
I think Mr Prebble really does pick out Māori members for attention. And Mr Tamahere has reacted quite understandably to that.
Renewed calls from the police tonight for a tougher legal line on ecstasy. They want the designer drug reclassified as a Class A drug, which would mean a much higher penalty for dealers. It comes after tests confirmed Jamie Langridge had a high amount of ecstasy in his system when he died at a dance party on Pakatoa Island earlier this month. The 24-year-old's death was the second related to the drug. Nairi O'Neill collapsed in a nightclub after taking ecstasy in 1998. A church shooting in America has left 4 people in hospital tonight and the gunman dead. The man walked into the packed service and opened fire while screaming his love for an 18-year-old girl. Witnesses say he'd earlier confessed his affections, but she wasn't interested. The girl and the pastor are reported to be in a critical condition. The girl's mother was also injured. Moments after the shooting, the gunman killed himself in a car park. Still in the US, a record settlement today over sex discrimination. It dates back 23 years and involves hundreds of women. They all went for jobs with the Voice of America radio service and will now share more than $1 billion.
In the 1970s and 80s, Voice of America was dominated by men. When Donna DeSanctis applied to be a broadcaster there, she had a PhD and 5 years experience. But the job went to a 21-year-old man, a former waiter at Chi-Chi's. Donna sued.
When I learned that this was not just happening to me, but to 1,100 other women, I had no doubt that I was going to be part of this lawsuit and have the truth be told.
In 1984, a judge ruled in favor of the women, quoting agency officials who said they did not want that many girls around, that technical jobs were mainly for men, that a woman's place was at the stove, not on the air. For the last 16 years, the government fought that ruling all the way to the Supreme Court and lost. Today, after 23 years, the battle ended. The Justice Department agreed to pay $508 million, $450,000 for each plaintiff.
Justice delayed is still justice deserved to all of you.
It's a great day for women. It's a great day for the women in this class.
Attorney Bruce Fredrickson was just out of law school 23 years ago, and this was the first case he ever filed.
The cost of discrimination is high. If you compound that with delay, the cost of discrimination is enormous. In this case, $500 million.
Lawyers for the Justice Department would not comment on camera, but in a statement they called this settlement equitable and fair. As with most settlements, the government did not admit any wrongdoing, but as one lawyer put it, $508 million really speaks for itself.
After this break, we get a link to Nostradamus, check out a bikini you can bank on, and tune into the new sounds of Chris Knox.
You want action? You want Super Saturday. At 7:30, Super Samo's got something everyone wants.
$6 million?
And they'll kidnap and drug him to get it. Then at 8:30, Gillette Saturday Night Football. The big stories, the super highlights.
It's half an hour of unmissable action to get you primed for the big game.
And the big game at 9.